Okay, here's a really simple but classic Reno lick, and a lot of you probably already know this one, but some of you may not. I've taught this in a lot of videos, but I wanted to add it to this RENO-VATIONS video series and just do a short little video on it. And it goes like this. All right, so no doubt you've probably heard him do that or versions of that. And it's very simple. All he's doing is playing a minor chord against a major chord. And to do this, we're going to be in a D chord here at the 12th fret, F-shaped D. And we're just going to do a B minor. This is your B chord. This is your B minor chord. All right. And it's kind of really right out of your F-shaped D chord, because you can bring down your ring finger and grab that 12th fret on the second string, and that's your B minor that you're going to play against the major D. So what you do is you play that B minor, but we're going to back it up one fret, and then we're going to hit it 3 times, and then move to the B minor. So the B flat minor here, I guess you would call it, but we'll just say we're moving it back one. All right. So an example of this would be if I'm playing, let's see, Talk of the Town, and at the end of it, so Don would put that in on a lot of tunes right at the very end of a break, or even in backup. A lot of times he'll do it in backup. I think the first time I heard him do that was in I Wouldn't Change You If I Could, where he did that in an F chord. So that particular version of that, you can move that to any F position on the neck. So like I did there, that's an F chord here, your F-shaped F, I guess, up here. You just back up one, you have that minor chord. All right. I'm explaining what the chord is. I mean, you really don't have to know that that's a D minor up here. But I always think it's good to know where you're at and what you're playing at all times, instead of just randomly doing things. So up here, that is a D. So you have a D chord. That's a D minor. So you're playing that D minor against your major F. So, all right. So like I said, you can move that to any place you have an F chord. If you're playing in G and you want to put that in the key of G, you would do it up here, and you would play an E minor. It's a regular E, E minor. So, all right. So if I was playing, I don't know, something like that, he would put that at the end of a break usually. So you could do the same thing playing out of a D position. You use the same technique. Let's just say we did this G lick. So you know that you're playing a E minor against the major G. So you would do the same thing here in your D position G. So you have an E minor here. All right. So you would do the same thing. You would just back it up one. All right. So you can do that same technique of using a minor against a major in a D position. So, all right. Now, interesting, Don would use the same technique to walk into another chord. So let's just say if I was going to go from G and I want to walk down to get into C, I would use that same position, E minor, and just walk it down 3. So, all right, he uses that a lot. So, and then go into C. Same thing in the D position, you would use your E minor. All right. I use that. I've used Reno Ride as an example in my last video. That is part of Reno Ride. All right, same technique. So he's doing the same thing there. He's using a minor against a major chord. So you can apply that to a ton of different tunes in your backup. Don would also vary that. Sometimes he would just do it twice. All right, it depends on what you want to do and the song and the timing and everything. So play around with that with different versions. You heard me play a little bit of Talk of the Town there. He's using that actually in the break. All right, that's all he's doing in Talk of the Town too. He's playing a minor. He's using that that minor shape against the F chord. So, and then coming up here and playing the same minor, and then walking back down to D. All right, so give that a shot. It's one of his classics, and it's also one of his easiest.